Hi guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Sunday Chat. So today I thought we could do 5 things I learn way too late in the hopes that you guys don't make the same fuck ups as me. Number 1, not everyone's gonna like you, and that's okay. Now I realise this is obvious, but what I've also realised is I have a visceral need to be liked, and I realise it's quite embarrassing to admit. Anyway, I made a joke, it didn't go down well, and I offended someone. Now a normal person would just leave this alone. I've just made it so much worse. Basically just being like me. So what I've been trying to do is, even though I might feel this visceral pull to try and make somebody like me, I'm just trying to learn to not, act on it and just try and maintain being a functional human being. Number 2, sunscreen. And as someone who now in her 30s has spent a disgusting amount of money on microneedling to try and get rid of pigmentation and things here that the sun basically did to me, I have learned that I just need to put loads of it on. Number 3, you can't go to one person for everything, and you have to start thinking of like your friends and family as different areas of expertise. So for example, I went to my really savage friend the other week who absolutely hates social media, and I went to her for reassurance about my social media, and basically I ended up crying. This is 100% not her fault, but that was my fault because obviously she was not the right person to go to about that. And the same way it would be like her coming to me for driving advice, like just completely pointless. And I kind of feel like no one person can be all things to anybody. So I think it's like really powerful when you start to learn to go to different people for different things, because if you go to somebody for something that you know is not within their capacity or not within their ability to gift, actually it's quite unfair on the other person, and I don't think there's a way in which either of you leave that conversation feeling happy. So yeah, I just wish I learned that a lot sooner. Number 4, some things are just above your pay grade, and I think this is like a life lesson that I've learned through many different scenarios, but like the lesson has been the same. And all we can do in life sometimes is control our inputs, and sometimes you just have to completely detach from the outcome, whether it's something like a loved one's mental health, so you can do everything you want, so you can show up, you can try and help financially, you can provide love, support, but ultimately it's above your pay grade. It's not something that you have the power to change. All you can control is your inputs. And then like equally, I've really had to learn this lesson recently, in terms of relationships. Like, you can both really want something to work, but sometimes your lifestyles just don't align, or the timing's not right, and sometimes again it's just above your pay grade. Like, all you can do is choose to take the time to work on yourself, and if it's meant to work out, it will, and if it's not, something better will come along. But you just kind of have to detach from the idea that it's within our gift to make certain things happen. Okay, and number 5, the juicy one, things I wish I knew sooner about money. So I recently had a call with a financial advisor. The first thing I learned was I don't have enough money to benefit from financial advice, but he was so nice about it. And a couple of things that I did get from him that I think might be helpful. Again, not financial advice. We don't trust Sasha for financial advice. But I'm just sharing what I got from it in case useful. So the biggest thing for me that I took away was, just because of someone who grew up brown, it was been drummed into my head. If you want to be rich, you buy houses and you put them on rent. You buy houses and you put them on rent. We're obsessed with this concept. And I actually asked him about it, and he basically said that's not a good plan in today's age. He said 20 years ago, brilliant. Now, less so brilliant. The rules have changed. It's just not as profitable as it used to be, and it's quite a big headache. And actually, some of his wealthiest clients are currently trying to get rid of their portfolio assets. So I found that really interesting. And the other thing he said was about investments, because I asked him about stocks and shares, and I was like, I don't know anything. Just tell me like the dumbest, like not no risk, the kind of done for me easiest thing I can do. And so he basically said, if you've got money that you don't want to touch for about 5 years, and not necessarily money for pension and stuff like that separate, just money that you are okay not touching for 5 years and you'd like it to grow in value. Obviously there's risk with everything, but generally the best thing to do is to just put that money into an index fund. So an index fund, my understanding of it, is when instead of just putting your money in one company, you effectively put it in an index fund, and what the index fund does is that splits your money across the top 50 performing companies, for example. So instead of you betting all your money on one horse, it just spreads it out, reduces risk. From the chat with him, I've personally decided that I'm going to be investing in the S&P 500. So it's the top 500 companies in the world rather than specifically to just one location like the US. They consistently put money away each month, because in that way, as the stock market naturally kind of rises and falls, it reduces the risk. The idea of leaving it for 5 years is because usually, and based on past performance, it sort of evens itself out and generally has increased your money growth by about 7%. I say you had £1,000 and then you grew 7% in interest, becomes like £1,070, and then that £1,070 then has another 7% in interest, and it just kind of snowballs, hopefully. So I hope that makes sense. Do your own research, not financial advice, but I just think that might stop some people off that were like me and just a little bit unsure. Also, if you've got any advice like this, please put it in the comments, because if you didn't learn it till later, I definitely didn't know it. And I just kind of want us all to help each other glow up. I just sometimes feel as though there's not enough honest conversation. So if you didn't have access to certain information because of like family or friends or whatever, you just might not know it, and I just want us all to just smash life. Oh, and also because we're YouTubers now, hi guys, we need to like and subscribe, and my big goal is to get us to 1,000 subscribers. I think we've got like 260 now, so if you could just tell 4 people, then we could be fine, I think. Does that work? I don't know. Anyway, have a good week. I love you, and I will speak to you next week. Bye.